Evening, Internet world, and how are you tonight? It's Ill Odor the Troll here again, coming to you from Yukon Lodge in Seaside, California. Or I think it is Seaside. It might be Sand City, too, I'm not for sure, but we're someplace in that area. We're right on the line. I mean, you couldn't be more on the line than this. You can actually see the two signs on the highway. You look one direction, it says Seaside. When you come off the freeway here, there's two signs. One that says, "You're entering Seaside," and the other one says, "You're entering Sand City." It's sort of funny because you're sort of wondering, well, which one is it, but there's actually two roads there, and if you go down one direction, you're going to see Sand City. If you go the other direction, you're going to Seaside. Well, let me see. Today, oh boy, we still got that garbage going on in New York. The protesting and everything. The Arab Spring come to America. It can't happen here. I got news for you. Yeah. And all they got to blame for themselves is all those people on Wall Street, all those people in Washington, D.C. When I was riding my bike across the country the first time, I only got robbed once. And it wasn't in New York City. It was in Washington, D.C. Yeah. But what do you expect? Congressmen, senators, representatives, the president, politicians, and lawyers. Remember when Cheney shot that guy on the hunting trip? And everybody, oh, Cheney, Cheney, Cheney. You got to give it to the sheriff's department. They were right. See, in the state of Texas, and in most states, shooting a snake is not illegal. The guy was a lawyer. Yep. And even if it was illegal, it would be a misdemeanor. Now, what would the vice president get for committing a misdemeanor? Community service. He shot a fucking lawyer. What more do you want him to do for the community? Yeah. Yeah, I love Dick Cheney. Well, I love to make jokes about him. I really don't love the guy. I seen his picture one time on the internet. He was giving the reporter the finger and said, "Fuck you," or something like that. And I really don't remember. Hey, he's a human being. If he says "fuck you" to somebody, that's no big deal to me. But what I remember from the incident is not him giving the finger so much. I do remember him giving the finger, but it didn't bother me. What bothered me was the look in his face. The first thing it had nothing to do with the finger, it had nothing to do with the language, it had to do with that look. And my thought at that look was, that's our vice president? Oh my God. And I don't even believe in God anymore. So, I'm saying, oh my God, it's something. What a depressing subject. Sort of like that, all that shit happening out in New York. 700 people the other day got arrested. Today only 3 or 4 got arrested, I guess. But on Saturday hey, come on this way, you guys. Come on. Let them out into the middle of the Brooklyn Bridge and put a fence around them. Okay, you're all under arrest. And those white shirts are getting out of hand. I don't know. Those white shirts are really, really blowing it. And, well, oh boy. Let me think. Halloween's coming. Yep. Halloween's coming. Of course, I don't even celebrate Halloween. But I do like to go down there and watch all the people that dress up and check them out. They get some pretty cool costumes. Some of them are sort of ridiculous. Some of them are sort of sick. But some of them are cool, you know. I would say maybe 1 in 50 are cool, you know, and 25 out of 50 are sort of like, oh, so what? I mean, come on, a convict and a cop, you know, the girl's a cop and the guy's a convict, and then, yeah. I mean, come on, that's sort of used and abused, man. Jeez, yeah, and some of them are just, you know, another, you know, the going as the jack-o'-lantern or the freaking little ghost bike right over there in the corner there, you know, there's let me see, whoops, right there. See, it's really hard to point at this screen because I got to think pointing in a different direction. Let me see, yeah, right there's the ghostie. Little ghostie, and right down, whoops, nope, wrong way. And right down there's the jack-o'-lantern. See, and right over this way. Oops, too far. Yeah, right there. That there's the haunted house. Well, anyway, I'm gonna figure out this. When you're doing the camera, you gotta do everything in the opposite. It's just a fucking trip. Well, anyway, let me see. Halloween's coming up. Maybe a good way to pin him. I can go as the homeless guy. Check out my costume. Really authentic. Hi, I'm a homeless bum. What do you think of my costume? It looks cheesy, man. Like Easter foregrounds. It's authentic. I couldn't get a more authentic costume than a homeless man, huh? Oh. Yeah, I could sit there and go out and buy a suit and go down to the Salvation Army and buy a really nice suit and put it on and shave and cut my hair and forget that. Fuck that noise. Nope. We gotta change here. We go to the happy place. I had to get away from that. Suit, shave, and a haircut? Ooh. Oh, happy place. I'm in my happy place with my little flowers and rainbows and pretty colors. Oh. Happy Crappy did not come back from vacation like he was supposed to today. No. I think he got stoned and forgot and missed the bus or something, man. Yeah. I'll bet you that's what it is. When he gets back here, man, I'm going to find out. Yep. He sat there and he got a hold of some of that good Humboldt County stuff, man. That good diesel, or the train wreck. Yeah, more than likely train wreck. I'm focused on bus. You know. And so here I am, straighter than hell. I haven't smoked weed in a week and a half, 2 weeks now. You know. So hey, anybody in Monterey see this video? Go out and get a bag of weed, come down and get me stoned. I haven't been stoned in at least a week and a half or so. You know? And if you're someplace else in the country, get a bag of weed, hop a plane, fly out here, and get me stoned. Hey, you know, I used to be the Nugget Fairy, and I go out and spend $420 a month on weed, plus another $150 for myself. But $420 on weed, but I would sit there and pass out one nugget at a time. I walk up to people. Do you believe in the Nugget Fairy? Yeah. One time I had a couple. They were sitting there. They had their backpacks. They were on the side of the road. They're just totally beat and bummed out. You know, you look you know, on their faces. And I rode up and I put a nugget in my hand. And I rode up and I point and I go, look! And they both look in the direction I'm pointing. And I throw the nugget down between them. I go, it was the Nugget Fairy. And then I pointed at the bud and I go, and she pooped. All of a sudden those kids, they had this drained look on their face. All of a sudden they're smiling, their eyes are twinkling. And they're like, oh, yeah. And then they smoked the weed and they got really woo. And then they had a good time the rest of the day. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with the Nugget Fairy. Yeah, I had I had one guy one time, we were in San Francisco, and we're sitting at a coffee shop, me and a friend of mine, we're on nugget tour. He actually was growing for these two ladies a couple hundred plants, and he got to grow a couple for himself, and so he grew 2 plants just for nugget tour. And after the season was over, me and him, he met me on bikes, and me and him went riding around. We rode up, the first thing we were down by Hollister, and they had this big biker thing down there. And we ride up to these 2 bikers, and these 2 bikers are there. And there's hundreds and thousands of bikers there, but we rode up and we stopped at the stoplight, and there's these 2 motorcycle bikers next to us. We're on bicycles. And he's on a bike with Rasta colors and flowers and little frilly things and everything like that. We ride up, and there's this biker there on this big old Harley, and I said to him, "Hey, do you believe in the Nugget Fairy?" And the guy looks at me. "What are you? Some kind of faggot?" So we had to explain to him what the Nugget Fairy was. And I don't do that shit no more. Yeah, he does tweak. But he won't, pot's no good. He just does the tweak. Man, he should go back to the pot and leave the tweak alone. But I guess to each his own. Well, let me see now. Oh, we're at 11 and a half minutes. That means we got to be cutting this year short in 3 minutes. Let me see. Yeah, the Nugget Fairy was a lot of fun. You want to have some fun? Try it once, man. Just go out and buy a bag of weed and just sit there and go someplace where you're not known. And just walk up to people, I one of my lines, if I seen somebody that was really happy and smiling and stuff like that, I walk up and give them a nugget. The Nugget Fairy likes people that smile. One night they were having a bike ride. They had these here mystery rides at night, and they'd go riding around to different places. And one night I rolled up all these frickin' joints. I rolled up 420 joints that month. I rolled 420 joints. I spent a week and a half rolling these fucking joints, man. I'm serious. And then I go around. I went up to where they were passing up, where they were having this year bike thing, where they were starting it at. And Nugget Fairy likes people that ride bikes. And I'm sitting there giving everybody joints. Yeah, I had a lot of fun on that. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, the Nugget Fairy was a blast. Try it once, you'll love it. And all the time, when I was the Nugget Fairy, I used to run into people all the time that that didn't smoke nugget. So every so once in a while, I would sit there and I'd give them a 10 or a 20 and tell them to go out and get lunch or go out and get something, And because they deserved a nugget too, even though, and so that's how, and I used to pass out a lot of bills like that, And here I am, a homeless guy, and that brings me to, in our next video for today, we are going to talk about, are you better than a homeless bum? Challenge. Yep. So, check out the next video. It's going to be titled, Are You Better Than a Homeless Bum? Check it out, and see if you can be better than a homeless bum. Well, on to my non-sponsor, Surly.com. I need you to go there. I need another bicycle. I've only got one bicycle. It's that big dummy over there. Yeah. And so I need another one. I don't know what I'm gonna. Somebody asked me, "What you gonna do with this damn Moonland?" Oh, weld it to the top of the big dummy and make it a long-tailed tall bike. Well, we're at the 14-minute marker, so remember, Surly.com. Great bikes, great company. I don't know if it's a great company or not, but they got great bikes. I haven't dealt with the company too much yet, but great bikes. Armadillo tires are a great tire. So are the Town and Countries by Continental. Another great tire. And, hey, y'all have a wonderful day. Many blessings.